Imagine uncovering a whisper from the dawn of time. Not a whisper carried on the wind, but one etched in ink older than the pyramids, hidden beneath the sands of Israel for 5 millennia. This isn't just any relic. It's a book. A window into a past we thought we understood. Forget everything you think you know about humanity's beginnings. This book rewrites the script. It speaks of forgotten civilizations, technologies beyond our wildest dreams, and a truth about our origins so profound it could shatter everything we believe. Is this the missing piece of the puzzle? The answer to questions that have haunted us for ages? Or is it a Pandora's box, waiting to unleash a darkness we're not ready to face? The Dead Sea Scrolls are ancient, primarily Hebrew texts discovered on the northwestern edge of the Dead Sea in 1947. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls is one of the most significant discoveries in contemporary archaeology. Scholars have been able to push back the date of a stabilized Hebrew Bible to no later than 70 CE, help reconstruct the history of Palestine from the 4th century BCE to 135 CE, and shed new light on the emergence of Christianity and Rabbinic Judaism, as well as the relationship between early Christian and Jewish religious traditions, thanks to the study of the scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered at several locations and date from the 3rd century BCE to the 2nd century CE. The phrase often refers to texts discovered in 11 caverns near the remains of Qumran, which most researchers believe was the home of the society who possessed the scrolls. The relevant era of habitation of this site ranges from around 100 to approximately 68 BCE, and the scrolls themselves virtually all date from the 3rd to the 1st centuries BCE. The 15,000 pieces are the remnants of 800 to 900 original manuscripts. They are usually labeled with the cave number and the initial letter of the Hebrew title. Each work has also been assigned a unique number. The manuscripts were discovered in the Judean desert at 5 major locations: Khirbat Qumran, Wadi al-Murabat, Nal Ever, Wadi Kabra, and Nal Elim, Wadi Daliyeh, and Masada. The earliest texts, found in 1947 by a shepherd child in a cave near Khirbat Qumran on the Dead Sea's northwestern edge, were almost immediately labeled Dead Sea Scrolls. Later discoveries in surrounding regions were similarly labeled. At Qumran, a large quantity and diversity of manuscripts were unearthed. The best preserved manuscripts at that location include an Isaiah scroll, the rule of the community, the war of the sons of light against the sons of darkness, or war scroll, a scroll of thanksgiving songs, and a commentary on Habakkuk. Cave 2 had merely pieces, while Cave 3 held the copper scroll, which included a list of temple valuables and their locations. Cave 4 had the primary deposit of what some think was an Essene library, which comprised 400 manuscripts in relatively poor condition. The majority of the manuscripts are sectarian works, with around 100 being biblical texts comprising the whole Hebrew Bible save Esther. Cave 11 yielded many well-preserved texts, including a huge scroll with canonical, apocryphal, and unknown psalms. There was also a copy of Leviticus and the Temple Scroll. Its 66 intact columns include blueprints for the ideal Temple of Jerusalem. Wadi al-Murabat, a second location 11 miles south of Qumran, included papers left behind by fugitives from the troops of Bar Kokhba, the commander of the Second Jewish Revolt against Rome in 132–135 CE. Archaeologists discovered 2 Bar Kokhba letters, legal records in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, and fragmentary biblical texts from the 1st and 2nd centuries CE. They also discovered a scroll of the 12 minor prophets that is almost similar to the standard biblical text. Shepherds uncovered a third location south of En-Gedi in 1952, a lost Greek translation of the minor prophets, a letter from Bar Kokhba, biblical fragments, and legal records from the Bar Kokhba period in Aramaic, Greek, and Nabatean have all been discovered at this location. Excavations in Nal Elim in the Cave of Scrolls discovered strong evidence of the Bar Kokhba period, as well as 15 papyri of Bar Kokhba, with a Psalms fragment in the Cave of Letters. Later excavations yielded more Bar Kokhba letters as well as a significant corpus of Nabatean, Aramaic, and Greek manuscripts. There were fragments of a Greek recension of the minor prophets in the Cave of Horrors at Nal Ever, a fourth location, 8.5 miles north of ancient Jericho, contained roughly 40 severely damaged manuscripts placed in a cave by Sumerians slaughtered there by Alexander the Great's army in 331 BCE. Except for the seals, all of these legal papers are written in Aramaic. They are very valuable to historians, since they are the oldest comprehensive set of papyri ever discovered in Palestine. Masada produced a Hebrew copy of Ecclesiasticus, as well as portions of Psalms, Leviticus, and Genesis. A scroll of the songs of the Sabbath sacrifice, perhaps written by Essenes, was also discovered. A comparable document was discovered in Qumran's Cave 4. The literatura discovered at the different locations comprise a broad range of texts, but the sectarian writings are of particular importance, and may be classed as laws or manuals, such as the Rule of the Society, which describes the dualistic theory, constitution, and regulations of the Union, as the society that owned the scrolls at Qumran named itself, and the War Scroll, which explains how the children of light eventually defeat the children of darkness. It can also be classified as interpretations of biblical texts, such as comments on Isaiah, Habakkuk, Nahum, or Psalms, or topical groupings of texts such as the Florilegium or the Melchizedek fragments, all of which often tie biblical passages to the sect and its circumstances. Also as liturgical texts such as the Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice, which focus on angelic worship in the heavenly temple, and the Thanksgiving hymns, which express a powerful anthropology of human depravity redeemed through divine grace. The discovery of the scrolls is not without debate, despite being lauded as one of the great occurrences in contemporary archaeology. Originally, all of the manuscripts were under the supervision of a select committee of experts chosen by the Jordanian Department of Antiquities, who, according to some, monopolized access to the scrolls. The majority of the lengthier, more complete scrolls were published shortly after they were discovered. The bulk of the scrolls, on the other hand, are composed of small, fragile bits that were released at a rate that many perceived to be too sluggish. Even more concerning for some was the fact that the editing team had very limited access to the unpublished materials. Researchers at Hebrew Union College in Cincinnati, Ohio, stated in September 1991 that they had developed a computer program that utilized a previously published concordance to the scrolls to rebuild one of the unpublished manuscripts. Later that month, the Huntington Library in San Marino, California, stated that scholars would have free access to the library's entire collection of images of the scrolls. With their monopoly shattered, the Israel Antiquities Authority's official experts decided to waive their long-standing prohibitions on the usage of the scrolls. Researchers at the Israel Museum, which held the scrolls, partnered with Google in 2011 to post 5 of the bigger scrolls, including the Isaiah scroll, online. Did these forgotten ancestors truly possess technology beyond our grasp? Were they visited by beings from the stars, leaving behind knowledge both wondrous and perilous? Or are these mere myths born from the shadows of time? Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey into the depths of history. Don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more mind-bending revelations.